And hello there, everyone. Osei George here, and welcome to another episode of Titan Quest: The Loot Grind. We are here on episode number 205 of this series. Do appreciate everybody who's come out. I hope that your guys' time zone, whatever your guys' time zone is most wunderbar. So, on the agenda for today, we are, of course, going to be continuing our hunt for the various stones of Hades' treasury. Now, I haven't sorted the all of the loot right here just yet. Partly because we haven't been through all of the material related to that particular quest, that particular expansion, as it was called back in the day. Of course, these days it's more called a DLC, downloadable content, versus expansion. But if we come over here to our special stores, we also need to get Key of the Warden of Souls, but that's a fairly simple thing. So we do have 3 of the Venom Stones. We'll need to go, of course, go get the one dame who's over there by the not too far from the Warden of Souls, and we'll be able to get the three additional keys we need. Plus the Flamestone, as I recall. I think it's the Flamestone. But anywho, let's go ahead here. Let's get the game started. So yeah, I've pretty much haven't done too much. Doing part, of course, work, other things, and blah blah blah. Didn't mean to have earlier today, Sunday, episode of Grand Strategy Sundays. Unfortunately, when the roommates woke up, they tried doing their internet stuff, and things weren't working. So they, of course, tried to they checked the router and all that, and it turns out that we were having ISP problems. So, we could not, so I could not, when I woke up, finally, turns out that, I could not stream, it was like, there we go. The literal version of that. Only, it's a case if we could have our LAN, our local area network, but we could not. That was a dum-dum. Yeah. That was a definite dum-dum. Yeah, we had our LAN, but we could not, we were looking to the proverbial, if you imagine, a castle, we were looking into the proverbial abyss. The proverbial abyss. Alright, so, second domain. Let's see here. Go and get rid of these Malone. Excuse me. So yeah, just gave me a little bit of time to take care of a few other IRL things. I didn't get all of the IRL stuff that I wanted done, but it wasn't too long after I woke up that we had restoration of the we weren't the only ones that put in a note to our ISP saying, hey, we have a problem here. And so, by the time it did get restored, it was the case of it was well past the time that I would be able to start streaming, and excuse me. Oh, that was smart. Me trying to hydrate myself ultimately led to my own death. So anyway, yeah, it was past the time, and got home a while back, doing stuff with Tree Family and all that. Not bad. I like seeing that sort of thing. Stupid baddies. I just gotta love it when baddies decide, hey, we're gonna be complete and total jerks to ya. Jerks, or in this case, jerkettes. Melones are, with seeing the huntresses, that would imply, they are feminine in gender. They look female, at least. Yeah, you can see the fun bits there. Silly Spear Runner. You thought you could take me on when I'm at power? No. On you. Sorry, with both Tree Bro and I, unfortunately, from our point of view, needing to work tomorrow, we had some family time. So, because tomorrow, first, is Labor Day here in the U.S. Oh, whoa, hello there. Ooh, Nemean Lion. Ooh. Yeah, stupid blood adept. And, what's her face? The, keeper of the Poison Stone, too. Why am I trying to go that way? I'm just... But yeah, Tree Bro, Tree Family, we came together for family stuff and all that. At least, try to get at least a little bit of time in. About to say, you will not stop me. And what, of course, they do, the poison gets the better of me. Of course, I am using the poison curse. 240. Ooh, special. Very special. Need the Electrum to get more loot. So yeah, we did a little bit of family time. Hoping I'd be able to avoid their attacks there. I guess not. It's typical shenanigans with these guys. Roommates, of course, understood that, the lucky devils, they don't have to worry about going to work tomorrow. They get tomorrow off, and I was like, gosh darn it. But then again, I work Tree Trails, so... Come on over. Come on over. Come on. Come on. Jerky McJerkface. Excuse me twice. Sorry about that. Part of what we had was we came together for as part of our dinner. We all kind of chipped in a little bit. We had some steak. Come on, stop running away so I can... There we go. Let's see what the chest was in the next room up this way. Come on! Didn't get as good a look as I would have. Oh, it's just a small chest. I saw the gold outline of something, and I wasn't sure what it was. A little bit extra electrum won't hurt. $42. Wunderbar. Give the game a moment to do its thing. There we go. Come on. All right. Let's quickly go to go to the east. Decant our loot. Make some money, 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 money. Make the money, all the money. Let's have money. Money can be quite good. Aspect of Chi, wunderbar. We can pass that on to Swap Central.
Trust me, your belongings are safe with me. Well, that sounded suspicious, didn't it?
Yes, it did. See if anything of this is really worth holding on to. Shouldn't be too much. Yeah, it's overall.
Safe roads, my friend.
Do you need something? I don't have all day.
You have all day for me, dame. Interesting. Makes me think of the Japanese mythos of the kitsune, the trickster fox. Of course, there are, in many mythologies there's the trickster god, goddess, whoever it is. Depends on the particular religion, faith, whatever you want to call it, mythology. And like the kitsune in Japanese folklore is the trickster. I think it was the coyote in, I believe, in North American and Mesoamerica mythologies is the trickster. Because I don't know everything about every single mythology. But, and of course, you know, Loki is the trickster god in Norse mythology. Sweet. I don't remember off the top of my head if there was any trickster, well, canopy, I should say. Don't know if I don't recall if there was any trickster mythology, trickster god, goddess in Greek or Latin mythology. I said I know that Loki is the trickster god of Norse mythology. Getting up there in Electrum. Ooh, Icon of Zeus. Don't remember the full details of that one. We'll look it up here in a bit.
Not enough energy.
Don't give me this donkey done. Excuse me, but it felt good. Stupid blood acolyte. This is. Come on over here, Bellones. That flap of her wings just was for a moment there sounding very, you know, it's like, I'm not, intimidating is not quite the word. Disturbing in its own way, I guess, would be the best analogy in this case. Oh, here I am trying to run away, try to get myself to where my my spirit there could have made the necessary impression? Yes, impression. Necessary offensive impression. But no. No, 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 no. So we will go forth again. Definitely gonna have to go, once this, since this will be the second stone. We now have our second Venom Stone. It will bring us to 5, which is, of course, the amount I want. Whoa! Hello, another thing of the Nemean lion. More bracers. I'll take what I can get. Just would have been nicer if it had been like, you know, like the foot armor, well, leg armor, or torso armor, or head armor. Come on, you Makai. $52. I'll gladly take that amount. You know, I just realized that I started having a brain fart. Where in the heck is... come here, dude. Stupid Makai. Where in the heck do I need to remember? I need to go remember where the fire stone is. Stupid sentinel. I still remember going through this area in Gold Edition. How oh, that's not bad. You know, the armor level is of course on par with what I got. You know, it's only 2 points difference, but the health regen there is pretty darn good looking. Maybe that's definitely going to have to be something worth keeping. Let's see. Oh, we got effigy of Starfire in the storage area. Elemental Rage. Ooh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's like, you know, a 2-minute recharge, you know, for a divine artifact. That's pretty... Something like that is pretty typical. Come here, boys. Ah! Jerks! Jerky McJerk faces. It's time to get some revenge. Revenge we shall get. You, sirs, have raised my ire. And for such action that you have taken that has such raised my ire, you shall, dare I say, pay the price. I'm gonna have to double check the seeing that one baloney there tumble off the edge there. Yes. I've always found it interesting, you know, at those times. Doesn't have to, of course, be here in the Tower of Judgment. It can be anywhere where there is a, like right there. Of course, we can see him, you know, right off the edge here. laying off the thing. Whoa, excuse me. But fuck it. You know, seeing enemies, tumble off an edge. That, as, for anyone who's played this game or watched me play it, having those moments where, you get to see an enemy tumble off a cliff, or the equivalent of a cliff. Oh my god! Oh my god! The way that just went. You went. Oh! You gotta have fun with the game. And yeah, it's fairly base to see, an enemy fall off a cliff, or a cliff equivalent, an edge, whatever you want to call it, and see them just go, I'm falling! you gotta have those moments where, it's a moment of hilarity. A moment of hilarity that, yes, you have been killed by the baddies, but at the same time, those baddies are able to provide you with a form, even twisted as it is, of entertainment. So yes, the guy that tumbled off the cliff there, the edge, over here, there he is, right there. You just gotta find the little amusing bits. Ooh, you dropped her. Ooh, resistant jewel. Ooh. Not bad, not bad. It's got fire and lightning resistance. Not bad. We're up to 260k on the Electrum count. Hooray! So yeah, let's go face off against Cerberus. That's part of the reason why we're keeping going on. I thought, let's go face some additional baddies. Let's get some additional loot, whatever loot we can. Come on, thank you. All right. Let's go and chuck some loot over here. There we go. Can't believe I was being so dysfunctional in terms of that. As I have said many times, I wish I had the financial security to be able to produce content all day long. Unfortunately, I am not that financially secure. The first domain. Just a sec, guys. I'm going to quickly go use the little trees room because, of course, family stuff and all that. I feel the need to go. So, BRB. Sorry about that, guys, but as I've said many a time, when you gotta go, you gotta go. It's kind of curious to think of in the afterlife, where would and at least in the Greek understanding, slant mythos, and all that. What would be, would you have to take an afterlife piss or an afterlife dumping or something like that, Hello, Limoses and Bone Scourge. Come here, dude. Come on. Don't be a sport. There you go. Thank you. Thank you very much, son. As I've said, for me in my personal experience in Titan Quest, I've always felt that, to a certain degree, both Immortal Throne and Ragnarok have a certain... Jeez Louise, you jerky McJerk faces! There's a certain... There's a certain peak in Immortal Throne and Ragnarok. It's that both the original expansion / DLC and the DLC of Ragnarok have their high points. And the like I said, I am one for having played Age of Mythology and having a certain interest in Nordic mythology, don't you? Jerk! Having a certain interest in Nordic mythology. And of course, having some exposure at least to Greek mythology. That's why I feel that, that's why I feel that, in terms of the original developer, Immortal Throne is the high point of Titan Quest, and in terms of THQ Nordic, being the new developer, THQ being the original developer, there we go, THQ and, what a skip rhyme, ooh. And Iron Lore game. Iron Lore being a part of that and all that, of the original game. Iron Lore, THQ being the original purveyors of Titan Quest. I feel that, this, it really, Immortal Throne really builds on the original game. Not only merely because it adds more features, like caravans, ability to, create, and adding formulae and all that, and blah, blah, blah. And, it just adds to the game, and Ragnarok adds to that. That's why I feel that Ragnarok is, me personally, despite the fact that it is a long campaign. Yes, it is a very, very long campaign. It is still worth playing. Atlantis does explore certain little tidbits of trivia and all that, and of course refers to the writings of Plato of the fall. Oh, yeah, yes, little fall of that guy right there, that Archelaus. You know, it refers to how in Atlantis, you know, the city of Poseidon, the island of Poseidon, how the Atlanteans developed advanced technology. Even for the Greeks, it would be on par, and in some ways exceeds even our modern technology, or at least, you know, sort of the depictions of it. And how, of course, you know, Plato was depicting is that, you know, the change of society, you know, insert all the material you want, the views, etc. And of course, let's see, what's his face? Let's see, side quests, Atlantis. Yeah, the what's his face? The formerly last living Atlantean. You know, it's so interesting how you know, like Age of Mythology, Titan Quest have their interpretations of Plato's story as how the events of the Atlantis transpired. Basically, they follow the same, of course, you know, Plato's original material. Basically, you know, Atlantean society developed advanced technology, became corrupt, and, excuse me, of course, ultimately had to pay a price for the sins against the gods. I think in many mythologies, I know I haven't seen everything, there will always be some sort of story where humanity, or insert culture, whatever that culture is, has, you know, done something that is an affront to the mythology they believe in. And they ultimately, whatever scion of that faith is, ultimately has to pay a price. And usually, you know, that price is dramatic. I know I've talked about Jay Kristoff's The Lotus War series. It's a feudal steampunk Japan that has become dependent on the Blood Lotus, and as purveyed by the guild, and that they are hoping to, the guild members are of course hoping to summon forth Izanami, the goddess of death, to bring forth their own version of divinity. And of course, you know, they have plans and all that. Fortunately, we got here. And of course, Come here, stupid jerks. You can at least start clearing this guy out, start making a safe zone. That's a... I know that in Age of Mythology there's the new, or ALMR, Age of Mythology Retold, there's the new Japanese campaign, or at least for me at least, you know, having played the original game, there was the extended edition. Come on. The extended edition of Age of Mythology. And of course, when ALMR was announced, they decided, of course, to totally nix the old... Ooh, hello. Silver Hearts. I don't remember what that does. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Kind of Zeus. It's always nice right there. Yep. There we go. Come on. But it was, you know, I found it a little bit interesting how, God, I don't remember the name. I'm blanking out on Hana's brother's name, but he and Baru went, you know, for the Hellgate, which was spewing forth the legions of hell. At least, you know, the versions of hell that are in Japanese mythology, you know, Yomi, which is the Japanese afterlife, the underworld. It's defined as a very cold, dark place ruled by Izanami, the goddess of the afterlife. You know, she was originally the creator goddess, but unfortunately giving birth to the fire god Kagutsuji, she died, and her husband Izanami, that is, their names mean Izanami, she who creates, Izanaji, he who creates, or brings forth, depending on the specific translation, depending on who's, of course, doing the translating, from Japanese to English, or whatever language. She is transformed from the creator goddess to the goddess of death. And I don't remember the exact specifics, but what is inhabiting my canopy right now is she says to her former husband, Izanami says to Izanami, says, you know, I will kill 1,000 people a day. I will take 1,000 lives a day to prove that I am the dominant one. And Izanami says, well, since you will take 1,000 lives per day, I will have 1,500 lives born a day. I will prove that life will move on and will not be subject to your whims and desires. Ooh, that's also a good one. Ooh, definitely got to hold on to that. And in the Lotus War series, in a degree, it's implied, it's not directly said, that, you know, the gods, despite the fact that you know, that the Lotus Guild wants to bring forth death and destruction, that they have been slowly, you know, behind the scenes sort of thing, working toward setting up gosh darn it, I'm blanking on the name of the country. The Shima Islands. There we go. It took me a moment to remember there. That they have been setting up the Shima Islands, despite the fact they've been going into essentially a polluted version of hell. That they have been setting the country up, you know, very behind the scenes sort of thing, very quietly, setting things up for its eventual liberation. And that is one of the things that happens in the series, is that Yukiko, series protagonist, she, once Izanami is defeated and all that, she spends 10 years, essentially, because she has the ability to restore the land against the Blood Lotus, which has literally been sucking the life out of the land and leaves it nothing but a barren wasteland. She has been restoring it to where it can live again, or produce life again. You know, she is described as being, at the end of the epilogue of this, jeez Louise, you jerks! She is described in the epilogue as being extremely frail looking, despite the fact that she is essentially in her prime, in her late 20s, mid to late 20s. When she is the protagonist of the series, she is in like her mid to late teens. Trying to get you jerks. So yes, the Lotus War is very much of a coming of age story. And there are parts of it that I really like it for its. Let's see here. There we go. Very much, as I said, a coming of age story. And like Yukiko is described. Jerks! Why are you trying to turn me into a freaking pincushion? Jerks. Yep. At least I took one of them. But yeah, she is described, Yukiko, despite her being in her mid to late 20s in the epilogue, whereas in the main series she's like in her, for the most of the series she's described as being like an equivalent of mid to late teens. I don't remember her exact age, but I know it's like 10 years later. Shut up, jerk. Thank you. Yeah, it's like 10 years later that, excuse me, but it felt good. But she's extremely frail looking. And I'm forgetting the name of the one guy of the Tora or Tiger clan that she has relationships with, and she ultimately bears his twin sons from him. And and she eventually, becomes aware of the fact that she's carrying his kids and all that. And she says to the guy, it's like, I will never talk about the kids to you, to the kids. That you are unworthy of being called their father, etc., etc., etc. And that she is actually, in the epilogue, described as being supported by them. They are literally, I don't remember if their names, if the author Jay Kristoff ever gave them names, but one of the things that I remember is that it's very much described as that, these twin boys, I don't remember if they're fraternal or identical. I think they're fraternal twins. That they are supporting Yukiko, as she's described as being very frail, as being, in her own way, as being aged. That she has to essentially use her blood to restore the land. So imagine, a white
fastest caravan in all of
being
China.
being transformed back into living land. And that she literally has
The
paid
best scrolls and potions and so on and so forth. You know how it goes.
such a price that it is literally, the toll literally shows in her appearance, in Yukiko's appearance. She looks like,
good,
essentially, somebody who has, sort of, has lived a long life. She's essentially in her late 20s. And she looks like she's in her 80s or 90s, sort of description from what I remember. $77K, not bad. And so, literally, she is literally having to restore the land because, of course, the Blood Lotus has turned the whole country into a wasteland. Make sure to try to have a link in the description down below to let you guys see that. Let's go back here to the Tower of Judgment. And let's see if we can take on Cerberus. Okay. I brought that on myself. Nice try, Serby boy.
There were always daemons, but those were foot servants, torturers, custodians. The old are armed for war and walk beside new daemons, fresh creation. The daemon army comes from the palace in ever-expanding hordes. They do not fear destruction, for they were fashioned thus by Lord Hades. The armies of the underworld still march on the living. Their claws and teeth are enough to rend flesh, but the arms they carry can tear through armor. The armies of the underworld still march.
Oh, please, please, game. Why? Why? Why did you have to spaz out? What? Just realized how interesting this logo is right here. Just a sec, guys. I'm going to throw on the big screen. See if we can't. Oh, looks like the game's crashing. Ah, there it went. There it went. It crashed. It crashed. Hooray! Not. All right. So we'll let me go ahead here and quickly get the game reloaded. There we go. I said I had a little bit of extra time at work lately, the past couple weeks. Got some overtime. And, what we'll do. Jerks. Jerking like jerk faces. Let's go ahead here. We'll port to Elysium.
As a spider attends to her weave, so do I with delicate symmetry. I am here to serve.
Okay, let's go ahead here. Head back to Helos. I'm gonna have to double check to make sure where the Firestone is. I'm gonna go take a break here in a second as soon as we get ourselves recursed. 77k, that is a start. Very, very good start. You know what? Let's see what we can get. Let's buy the legendary orb. Ooh. Ooh, Ares Wrath. I think I got that. I already know I got the Star of Ishtar. So what I'll do, let's go ahead and let's make sure we're over here and let me make double sure. Measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. do need to take a short little break here, so I will double check off cam where we need to go. But yeah, guys, go ahead and let's everybody go ahead and stand up, stretch, get some eat, get some drink, use the restroom. I'll see y'all here in a few minutes. Okay, guys, Tree is back. Sorry it took me an extra few moments there. I wanted to make sure that I had all my I's dotted and my T's crossed related to where I need to go. So we do need to proceed through through Elysium, at least through part of Elysium, to get to where we need to go. So, okay, there's the game. I went ahead and exited the game when we went to break. And that way I could help avoid any potential boo-boo issues. And we will go from here. Excuse me, but it felt good. Resist the otherworldly chest there. Kind of Odysseus there. Couldn't resist the chance, the opportunity there to sort my loot.
Need more energy.
Come on. There we go. Trying to remember exactly where it was up here. Oh.
Not enough energy.
Gosh darn. Just a sec here, guys. I want to make sure that I'm remembering this right. Philos Plateau. Diaochi, the Plateau of Diaochi, Part 2. I knew it was somewhere up here. Just a second. I was just double checking where I needed to go and all that, so I knew it was a way up. I don't think I'm going to worry too much about baddies. I'm just going to worry more about legging it. You don't need to try to hit me, folks. Why is that unexplored? It should be very much explored. I don't get why this is unexplored. Alright, let's take care of these Formicids and the Formicid horde here. Gosh darn it, that's got me thinking of Gladiator now. The Barbarian Horde! I don't know why this area is showing up as unexplored. It should have been explored. Of course, it's been a long time since we last played as Imhotep. So obviously, if there was a reason why I didn't explore this area, there was obviously a reason. Oh, that guy just rubber banded. Well, at least we got the area, the little bits here explored, so thusly I should not complain. So it should be up in this area up here where we'll get the stuff, fire stuff. For Elysium! on. There we go. Whoa, excuse me, but we're good. Jerks. Sorry for getting killed there, guys, but I was distracted by a little tree stand. I can, it's like, distraction, distraction, distraction. Come on. Let's see here. Go. There we go, Philos Plateau. Come on, thank you. Swing your bodies off this bridge. It's a wunderbar thing. Jeez, freaking Louise. Humpty Dum Dum time. Come on. Oh, well, that'll actually work. Oh, hello. For loot. So I can resist.
The fastest caravan in all of China.
Don't worry about that. Not gonna worry about the Star of Ishtar there. Ooh. I think I'll hold on to that one shield there. This guy right here.
Farewell.
All right. Here's what I have in stock. Just be sure not to burn yourself, won't you? Run along.
Ah, my friend. You look weary. Can I take a burden from your shoulders?
Give me $1 million IRL. I'd appreciate it.
May you...
Oh, I done goofed. I forgot to... Dum Dum Tree. You done goofed, son. Nope. Ooh, hello. Cannot resist the allure of a majestic chest. Especially if I can bring us some good loot. Show me the money! For loot! I'm not gonna fall back. I'm gonna fall forward on these enemies and hopefully crush them with my bulk. Sending enemies over the edge like that. Well, we got an Impusa hero down there. It's fun. For Elysium! And wealth. What's it? Hero Impusa over there decided that it would be far more fun to try to get me while I was being distracted by the other baddies. So I was able to draw them off and do some damage to a degree. For loot! I'm not going to fall back, I'm going to fall forward. This one hero here aggroed. Gosh darn it, she's moving back to her area. I was hoping she'd stay put, but oh well. Come on. Come on. Come on, silly dame. You're just delaying the inevitable for our real foe. least I took out some of those Venomancers. It's at least something. Nope, no, I did not want to go down. For loot! May have to go decurse ourselves to give ourselves the necessary advantages in battle. Yep, let's go decurse ourselves. Reese. Helos. How much electron do I have anyway? 33, I'm almost 34k. Excuse me, that felt good. Thought I had another thing of Dr. Pepper right there. In my root. Now you're not going to do is quite so much damage. The reason I didn't go back right away is because I just wanted to make sure that I get the stone first. I'd rather miss out on the Electrum than have to go back several times. Ah! Of course I am going to have to go back to get all that loot. But, yes, the inevitable BUTT. I would rather go back and get that loot and have some additional fun. Hoping I might be able to survive and lure some of those guys out, but I guess not. course, I want the loot of that majestic chest there. Oh, hello. Almost missed out on some loot here, guys. Hooray for observation. Let's first here go back here to Helos. Well, we will... Excuse me. Oh, come on, get off the portal. Thank you. Well, we'll recurse ourselves. What gold do I have? 69 million, huh? That's a thing.
Do you need something? I don't have all day.
$1 million IRL.
Is that all? Good.
Ah, my friend. You look weary. Can I take a burden from your shoulders? Say
So, hopefully, we'll be able to have a, tomorrow, Labor Day, there we go. And we'll be able to have an episode of Midwestern Minecraft for the holiday. Bear in mind, of course, even though it's a federal holiday here in the States, I'm still going to have to go to work. Because it's why bloody retail. Get the thing. There we go. do this right, and I'm hoping we will be able to do such right. I'm hoping, knock on wood, that even with a few extra minutes, we should be able to get should be able to get the three additional. Well, right now we're working on a third stone. Should be able to get this one and the 2 additional stones we'll need. In the next episode, we'll be able to start doing some work on the last stone, as well as 3 more keys of the Warden's Souls. There we go. Oh, hello. So nice of baddies to go easily getting aggroed on us, or in this case the Shades, brings me into proximal contact with them.
The fastest caravan in all of China. May your path always
The best
be
scrolls
even.
and potions and so on and so forth. You know how it goes. Is that all?
For the moment, it's all. Even as you can't remember, as I log in and out as need be. Come on, Candy. There we go. There we go. Oh, hello. Just giving me more treasure, Malones. Nice in its own way. Jeez, frickin' Louise. just seeing the scout there. It's got me thinking about Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, when Theoden has ordered the evacuation of Edoras to Helm's Deep, and he's leading the caravan. He and the three main heroes are leading the civilian Rohirrim to Helm's Deep, and they find the Ward Pack, or the start of the Ward Pack. And Legolas shouts, once he's determined, once he sees the shark at, he says, "A scout!" Of course, Saruman had been planning for something, eventually, potentially like that. The Rohirrim falling back to a more defensible position and to set up an ambush. Stupid dame. Ah! Double stupid dame. Nope. All right. Oh, another mysterious Okay. Another legendary aspect of chi. Wunderbar. Wunderbar, wunderbar, wunderbar.
Ah, my friend, you look weary. Can I take a burden from your shoulders? May your path always be even.
All right. Here's what I have in stock. Just be sure not to burn yourself, won't you? Run along.
Just as I gotta quickly again use Little Tree's room, so I will BRB. Okie dokie. Sorry about that, guys. So, let's get the game reloaded here as soon as I can find where my freaking cursor is. There it is. Alright. Come on, game. Do your stuff. Thank you. Please. There you go. Thank you. Okay. There we go. Network problems detected. This little bit do its thing. So all we need now is one more. I got it, Shades. Don't worry about it. Come on. I think we got her most of her health down, so that isn't the bad thing. Getting back up there. For loot! Come on. And she's so close to death, too. For loot, not for Elysium. Okay. We'll go over here to Hades Palace, then we'll make a run over to a run over to the east. And we'll call it an episode once we get our stuff sold. So I'm seeing a little bit of a black area there to try to nudge out of the way, but obviously I really can't reach it, so... Hello? East, some Alice. Yeah, hopefully after I get this recording done, I'll remember to check stuff out in terms of the vaults there and stow stuff away.
The fastest caravan in all of China. Safe roads, my friend.
The best scrolls and potions and so on and so forth. Run along.
Oh.
All right. Here's what I have in stock. Just be sure not to burn yourself, won't you? Run along.
Trust me, your belongings are safe with me. Well, that sounded suspicious, didn't it?
Okay.
Farewell.
So that we're going to go ahead and call it an episode, guys. I do appreciate everybody who's come out. For those of you watching here on the YouTubes at youtube.com/OsageOrangeGaming, please go ahead and remember to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon for notifications. It really does help. Make sure you also give a follow over on Twitch at twitch.tv/OsageOrange. So hopefully tomorrow or later today, by the time this finally posts, Monday, and of course as well on Thursday, hopefully, knock on wood, we'll have another episode of another couple episodes of Midwestern Minecraft next Saturday, hopefully, unlike yesterday, because of course I overslept because I was just having so much of a time trying to fall asleep that it just, by the time I finally did finally get to sleep, I get it off my alarm, and then so there'll be that for City Building Saturdays and Pharaoh Cleopatra. And of course next Sunday will be another episode of Titan Quest: The Loot Grind. So yeah, do appreciate everybody who's come out, and I hope to catch y'all in the next episode. Ta-ta for now.